Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are currently working up over here on getting this contract completed. What I want to do right now is I want to get these guys somewhere a little more safe. We can't disband them here, but maybe we could bring them back to camp and disband them, because we're in a position where we just can't do anything over here, right? We can't actually participate in any of this. There's just too many hostile armies around. The hostile armies are the problem. The problem is not, in fact, the enemy armies. It's the hostile ones. So we can't disband here. What if we go over here? This is where our movement point is. No. Well, at least we're going to be probably a little bit safer out over here. What a welcome surprise. We'll gain some prestige. That seems fine. So we're just ignoring these wars at this point, and we're focused in on this scheme. So we're about to get up to 80% here. What would the increase here be? Seize the moment would just be an 80% success chance? I mean, it's 80%, right? Excellent. We got an exceptional success there. So that's 51 gold, 550 provisions, and let's go back. So that's wonderful. We excelled at that contract. That puts us up to 121 gold. So what I want to do right now is I want to go to our roll of patrons. This guy is still considered distant. Huh. That's interesting. But I want to create a men-at-arms regiment. Specifically, this is going to be a unit of armored footmen. So we're going to create that, and they're going to need to eventually refill. We could scrape the barrel here, and what would that actually be? Spend 75 prestige to gain up to 25 soldiers. Interesting. That's not too bad. If we wanted to refill this, this would be 760 provisions. Okay. For now, we're probably not that concerned about it. Hit the road, you useless buffoon. We do need more provisions, so that's absolutely something to think about. 2 gold for this guy? He is a thief. Sure. So I'm interested in maybe trying one of these up over here. They're much closer. He agreed to stay a while. Cool. So that looks great. And 50-50. Nothing worth taking. Sad. I was hoping to get the 15 gold, but it is what it is. So that is fine for now. So at this point, I want to go over here, and we'll travel out over this direction. So we can see that there is a little bit of danger out over here, mostly just due to county control. Do we actually need the Pathfinder's gear? 46 safety versus 46 safety? No, there's no reason to have it. So that is absolutely fine. We'll travel to accept. So we're going to head out over this direction, and we're certainly wanting to get more money here, right? Ooh, 82 provisions or 220 provisions. We're going to take that. We need provisions. So that sounds great. We haven't the time for your petty squabbling. Okay, so that's all fine. This is less fine, of course, but it's okay for now. Okay, so we think we could resolve this. Only a 22% chance. This, however, he would just immediately pay us. This is more prestige and more provisions. Done. Okay, so our arbitration was a success. So we made some money there. That's fantastic. And we, of course, need to then talk to this guy. So we need to go to our roll of patrons. He is still a distant patron. That's distant? That's from, like, here to here. Okay. Maybe we have to return back to camp. Huh. Yeah, that's considered a distant patron. Well, let's go up and see what we've got going on up over here. This is something that we should definitely get Pathfinder's gear for. So that'll be absolutely wonderful, and we'll travel to accept that contract. So that looks good, and yeah, this is much less good up over here. I don't want to pay this guy. We do have a martial perk available. That's understood. And we want to focus on the higher scheme phase length. Yeah. So let's unlock strategist here. That looks good. And this is quite a lot of days until the next phase, right? So we're trying to increase his reputation. So what do we got here? So 23, 22, 22, 20, 23. Okay. So this guy's going to go here. This guy's going to go here. And then we've got 16, 17, and 17. So this is the same guy. We'll put him in here. This is 16 and 15. So 16 and 15. Okay, so this brings us up to 53%. But this is very, very fast phases. Gotcha. So that looks good-ish. We're definitely going to want to build up all 20 advantages for that one, I think. But it goes very fast. We're up to 7 advantages already. Ooh, 18 gold? Yeah, we'll take that. So that looks good. And this guy gained a hook on us, which is, you know, not ideal. So I'm interested in another men-at-arms regiment at some point. Specifically, I want this to be a unit of armored horsemen, but that's going to be a lot of gold. We'll see. Ah, our wife is bearing a child. Okay, that's good. We definitely need... Cool. So this is, of course, awkward out over here. But we knew that that was going to be the case. This is awkward up here, too. This is just picking war score, though. Okay. I don't know why he even fought that. Oh, this is really good for us, actually. Okay. So, conclude contract, limits of opportunity. Our scheme has progressed well. Perhaps too well. Ah, yeah, we're at full advantages. So we do want to execute this. This is just notifying us that we're at full advantages. So we'll execute it immediately. This is a 73% chance. Unfortunate. That was very unfortunate. Well, there's this war up over here. I'd love to siege this. The question is, do we have enough troops? And I doubt that the answer to that is yes. And would these guys interfere? And I suspect that the answer to that is also yes. So there's that. For the time being, I think we should just sit here for the moment. I'm just wondering about contracts out over here. Honestly, I feel like we should move camp. Let's move camp somewhere up over here. Oh, we can't do that while our armies are raised? Okay, let's return back to camp here. Indeed. There we go. So we're going to sit here. I would love it if we could get rid of this army here. These guys moved in here. I wish they wouldn't. Trying to sneak in here, but that's not going to go well. They're going to get caught there. Yeah. That's expected. And then they got stack wiped. Hilarious. Okay, so we have a daughter. That's fine. And we have a diplomacy challenge here. 71% chance. Our wife is trying to beat up Lucas. I mean... that is pretty funny. Some blows are thrown regardless. Okay, so that's fine. I really want these guys to not be standing right here. Because I'd really like to be able to disband these, but we can only disband in a friendly area. We can't move camp while our armies are raised. So that means that we just have to kind of wait this out. Well, if that's the case, then maybe we should just walk over here to fight corruption. So, can we do this to move our camp? Maybe. Yeah, we can move our camp. If we do it that way. That's weird. That's really weird. I would not have expected that to be the case. Okay, so we need to create another regiment, and I'd really, really like that regiment. 69% chance. I'm contractually obligated to say nice about that. Let's see what happens here. Okay. So now we want to go to Aleppo. Let's not move our camp to Aleppo. So down over this way, we've got danger from drylands, 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 and drylands. So what we should do is we should change this from being Pathfinder gear to Arid Explorer's pack. So that's going to reduce the chance of danger, but there's still a decent chance of danger all throughout that. So if we wanted to do anything else, we could hire mercenary guards, but I'd really rather not do that. Let's just bypass this out over here. Let's not do it via Siphon. Let's head out over here. And then after that, down to here. This is actually coming back. Hang on. We want to do that out over here. And then out here. And then out here, it would be here. And then it would be here. What? No, this is in the wrong order. Okay, up over here, like that. That's going to bypass the vast majority of this. To the point where I don't think we even need to do this. There we go. So we're going to take a slightly safer path here. And head right on down. So that looks good for now. And our army is still out over here. We visited the Citadel of Aleppo. Once again, we have a nice percentage. We'll see how that goes. Looks like we're immediately traveling back. I don't think it told us anything. But I think the contract is over. We didn't get paid. So there's that. We could settle a boundary dispute down here or do a passage of arms down this way. I guess we'll head down over here. And I want to customize this route again, so we're going to head down via this direction, and then we're going to come back via this direction as well. Okay, so let's travel right on down. And let's see what's going on over here. Okay. So they want us to perform in a play. Do we want to focus on a higher success chance, a scheme phase length, or balance? We're going to go with a balance here. So that's understood. 12, 12, 11, 21, and 23. So we'll put this guy in as a footpad. And then we've got 8, 11, 12, and 12. So this guy will go in here. 11, 11, and 8. So Bozadar will go here. This is another 11. And then this is 8. Okay. So phase scheme length is not the best here. We'll slow down for him. That'll be fine. Cool. So this is going to take a little bit to build up our phase schemes for this one. No doubt about that. And we're only going to have like an 84% chance here, but we'll see how that ends up going. We can use a make a request interaction with this guy, and I want to get a men-at-arms regiment. Ooh, he gave us armored horsemen. That's so good. That's so good. We can't request that anymore because we have all of our men-at-arms regiments unless we want to disband this, which I do. And we'll do that. So now I want to do another men-at-arms regiment, and we're hoping that he gives us archers. Instead, he increased the size of our armored footmen regiment. Okay. Well, that's fine for the time being. So these guys. Okay. Actually, this was invalidated. And we got paid 60 gold. Incredible. Very happy about that. So let's try to find something here. Okay, 82 provisions. Not great, but not terrible either. We'll take provisions. And there's a son and heir. Sounds good. So we can choose our favorite child. You can choose to continue your legacy as them instead of your heir. I see. Okay, I'm not too interested in that right now. So that's good to know that they've added that. That's very interesting. So we have a martial perk available. And what do we want to take here? Like, stalwart leader? Sure. That'll be fine. And good for them. This will be fine. So we're up to 66 at this point. Noted. So 86 is the best we can do. Seems fine. So up to 156 gold. We could use this to create a men-at-arms regiment, but I don't actually want to do that. I want to create them via... I want to create them via our interactions, right? So that would be ideal. We can increase the size of these, or we could spend this money on our camps. Upgrading our barber's tent would give us more passive income, which is nice, but to be honest, we're not making a huge amount of money from that. And I don't think we ever will. I think we really need to be focused on getting our military strong fast. So that is indeed exactly what we're doing. So at the best we're going to get right now, we've got 10 advantages. If we were to execute this at this moment, this would be a 71% chance. Okay. Let's hold off on that, and let's bring this up to 20 advantages. So that'll be fine. That's just a few more days. We can make more requests. So I want another men-at-arms regiment. He increased the size of our armored horsemen. That's huge. I want a men-at-arms regiment. Siege weapon. Or no, these are archers. These are a type of archers. So that seems absolutely great. Yeah, these are... What are these, even? Spear-sized bolts soar from these torsion-based machines into besieged settlements and enemy formations alike, causing fear and disorder. So this gives us some siege progress, but it also counts as archers. That's fascinating. So now that this is maxed out with decent men-at-arms, we can no longer make additional requests for men-at-arms regiment. We can ask for gold, but this guy wouldn't give us any. We've asked for something too recently, presumably. So this is great. We can increase the size of this, and we can work on getting these maxed out. That would be the idea at this point. Okay. It looks like both of our wars are actually over, and we should probably side with our wife here. There we go. That's fine. So we'll disband this army over here. This is fine. And what are we interested in here? The plan goes well. We'll gain some progress here. Perfect. So up to 356, but we need to refill our men-at-arms, right? Actually, we don't. We don't need to refill our men-at-arms at this moment. So that's good to know. We're very, very interested in getting gold. And actually, this guy would accept now. So, wait a second. This is allowing us to upgrade our pavilion for only 100 gold. How much is that normally? That's normally 200 gold. Done. So our pavilion is now level 2. That unlocks the second officer, and that definitely helps things out quite a lot. Number of domicile building slots, so we have an additional empty slot over here, which is probably going to end up being the roaring campfire, which we can build right now. Incredible. And this guy, he's not willing to give us gold, but we're definitely wanting to do that. We just spent all of our money. Yes, that's absolutely true. But that's looking... So we got some good camp upgrades there. And we're very, very interested in getting these guys upgraded a bit. So we can get an additional men-at-arms regiment. And that, of course, is a good thing to do. Focused on the goal? Yeah, we'll do that for now. So if we were to do this, he would not accept here. Would not accept. It's been too recent. This guy would accept, though. So let's see what he gives us. He gave us a regiment of armored footmen. Great. That's absolutely fantastic. So at this point, we should execute this scheme. There's no reason not to do this. We'll cover every angle. And we succeeded. Perfect. We have a long path ahead of us. So we're going to head on back home. Perfect. And now I want to get a men-at-arms regiment from the guy that we just did that for. So we'll see what he's willing to give us. He gave us armored horsemen. That's very valuable. Very, very valuable. Do we care about this guy? Not really. Okay, so now we're up to 500 men-at-arms at this point. That's enormous. That's a huge number of men-at-arms compared to where we were. There's a passage of arms right here, which is very, very close. Okay, so what do we want to do here? So we should probably focus on higher success chance here, because I think that this is going to be pretty quick as it is. So 21 is the best that we've got here. Okay, and then this is 11, 18, 15, and 15. So put in an 18 here, 11, 15, and 15. Okay, so 15, 12, and 11. So it would be the 12 here, and then this guy. Perfect. So that brings us up to an 86% chance. We're starting off at a 17% chance. Our Roaring Campfire has now been completed, giving us access to an additional men-at-arms. I like it. So I would love to get a men-at-arms regiment here. He won't accept that yet. We'll just have to continue to work on some of these contracts. But we're making very solid progress now. I like it. This is starting to look like a reasonably powerful army. It's not a big army, but it's a reasonably powerful one. So that is very good. Siege replenishment during war. Oh, when we successfully siege a holding, it'll be replenished by 2 times the holding's loot value. Interesting. So do we want to be the life of the party? Ah, we stepped over the line. Unfortunate. Oh well. That is fine. So at this point, it kind of feels like our best bet is to get men-at-arms regiments via the requests here and put our gold into upgrading our camp. That's what it's feeling like anyway. So what do we want for our proving grounds here? Well, we could definitely boost up our nightly barding drills. That's a lot of gold. Noted. What is in the Roaring Campfire? Night effectiveness per diplomacy and intrigue skill. Stress loss. Domicile piety. That's interesting. Night effectiveness per diplomacy skill. Learning scheme phase length. So there's not a lot here militarily for something that is pretty heavy militarily. So that's interesting. We can definitely grab night effectiveness per skills here. And that's not a terrible thing, but it's fairly expensive, so we can't do that right now. Understood. And then this last slot here, we'll see what we want to grab off of that. We're a level 2 pavilion right now. We're interested in bringing this up to a level 3 pavilion, of course. But it feels like we're making very solid progress at this point. So we're currently at 76 on this passage of arms. Ah, the Black Death has occurred. Okay, so that's going to be spicy. A camp physician, huh? Actually, we should definitely have a camp physician. We're going to pay for a camp physician, even. Okay, so this guy's dying of Black Death. There's Black Death right here. It's not going well out in this area. So that is understood, and what are we doing about it right now? So this guy is on regular duties at this moment. Let's bump him over to control plagues. So that'll at least give us 15 plague resistance. Not like that'll really do much, but sure. Okay, this scheme ended because the mayor died. Noted. So the Black Plague is pretty cleared out of these areas. I just want to see if... Ooh, he would give us a man-at-arms regiment. He increased the size of our armored horsemen. Beautiful. What about this guy? He would not. Okay. Well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to move camp. Probably we're going to try to move somewhere where the Black Death isn't, but, I mean, that would be, like, out over here, potentially. We'll see. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Andy McGar, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STO, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.